Today, we are diving deep into a story that has shaken the foundations of law enforcement in South Africa. It is a tale of alleged corruption, criminal networks, and the troubling intersections between those who are meant to uphold the law and those who break it. The spotlight today is on Vusumuzi cat Matlala, a controversial figure who, according to multiple sources, has been using South African Police Service resources, including helicopters and vans, to transport and distribute drugs. What makes this story even more disturbing is the alleged involvement of Mr. Senzo Mchunu, a high-ranking official, in assisting Cat Matlala to operate his criminal empire with little to no resistance from law enforcement authorities. To fully understand the gravity of these allegations, we need to look back at the historical context of organized crime and corruption within law enforcement in South Africa. South Africa has long struggled with a deeply entrenched network of criminal activity that spans across provinces, often intersecting with politics and government institutions. There have been numerous instances in the past where corrupt individuals within the police force have turned a blind eye to criminal operations or have actively assisted in their execution. This is not just a matter of law enforcement failure, but a systemic issue that undermines public trust and allows criminal empires to flourish unchecked. Vusumuzi cat Matlala has been a known figure in these circles, with previous reports linking him to large-scale drug operations, money laundering, and even violent enforcement strategies to protect his network. His name has repeatedly surfaced in discussions about organized crime, but the alleged connection to high-ranking officials like Senzo Mchunu adds an entirely new dimension to the problem. The recent revelations suggest that Matlala was not operating alone and was allegedly receiving active support from within the police service. This includes the use of police helicopters and vans, resources that are intended to protect citizens, not to distribute illicit substances. If these claims are true, it paints a picture of a deeply corrupt system where criminals are given tools to expand their influence while law-abiding citizens remain at risk. The alleged role of Senzo Mchunu, a prominent political figure, is particularly concerning. Reports suggest that Mchunu may have used his influence to shield Matlala from investigations and prosecutions, allowing him to continue operating his drug empire with minimal interference. This raises significant questions about accountability and the extent to which corruption has infiltrated key state institutions. Critics argue that these alleged connections between Matlala and Mchunu represent a serious breach of public trust. When elected officials or high-ranking public servants are implicated in protecting criminals, it erodes the very foundation of democratic governance. Citizens lose faith in law enforcement, and the perception of safety and justice diminishes. On the other hand, supporters of the accused argue that allegations are not convictions, and there must be due process before any conclusions are drawn. They stress that in politically charged cases like these, rumors and unverified claims can spread quickly, potentially tarnishing reputations without substantive proof. This tension between alleged misconduct and the need for verified evidence underscores the complexity of investigating high-profile corruption cases. Adding further layers to the story are the implications for the communities affected by these operations. Drug distribution networks, like the one allegedly managed by Matlala, have far-reaching consequences. They contribute to increased crime rates, addiction, and social instability. For the citizens of South Africa, particularly in areas directly impacted by these operations, the alleged misuse of police resources compounds the problem, as it turns supposed protectors into enablers. Families struggle with the social fallout, businesses face insecurity, and local governments are forced to address crises that might have been mitigated if law enforcement operated as intended. Moreover, these allegations, if substantiated, could have broader political consequences. High-ranking officials implicated in shielding criminal enterprises can face public outcry, calls for resignation, and even legal action. Political parties associated with such figures may experience a loss of credibility and support, affecting both local and national elections. The fallout from these revelations could lead to increased scrutiny of law enforcement practices, heightened investigative measures, and demand for greater transparency in the operations of public officials. For the media and watchdog organizations, this is a crucial moment to hold the powerful accountable and ensure that investigative journalism brings the truth to light. From a law enforcement perspective, this situation highlights the need for systemic reform. Allegations of resource misuse, whether helicopters, vans, or personnel, point to vulnerabilities within operational oversight. Effective monitoring independent audits, and stronger internal controls are essential to prevent such alleged abuses in the future. The South African Police Service may be required to implement stricter checks and balances to ensure that all operations are conducted in line with the law, free from undue influence by external actors. Failure to address these structural weaknesses could embolden other criminal networks to exploit similar loopholes, perpetuating a cycle of corruption and lawlessness. Looking ahead, the public, media, and legal authorities will closely watch how this case develops. If investigations confirm the allegations, it could lead to significant arrests, prosecutions, and reforms in both law enforcement and political structures. Conversely, if evidence is insufficient, the allegations may fade but still leave a lingering suspicion about the integrity of public institutions. For ordinary citizens, staying informed and engaged in these issues is crucial. In conclusion, the story of Vusumuzi cat Matlala and the alleged involvement of Senzo Mchunu is more than just a scandal. It is a reflection of systemic challenges facing South Africa. It raises critical questions about governance, law enforcement integrity, and the social impact of organized crime. While the allegations are severe, they also present an opportunity for reform, accountability, and renewed commitment to the rule of law. Citizens must demand clarity and justice, while authorities must act decisively to restore trust and ensure that those entrusted with public power serve the public interest, not criminal agendas. The unfolding events in this case will have lasting implications, and the world is watching closely to see how justice, accountability, and governance intersect in the face of such serious allegations. We want to hear your thoughts on this story. Do you think the allegations against Cat Matlala and Senzo Mchunu will hold up under investigation? What changes would you like to see in law enforcement oversight to prevent these types of situations in the future? Leave your comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth analysis of breaking news stories and political developments in South Africa. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update, and join the conversation as we continue to uncover the truth behind these controversial events.